You've seen today, we went through a little bit of history. We got some beautiful, beautiful delivery from the Hotline Bling 2 nights ago. I believe it was Thursday night. Yep, Thursday night. Having a great chat with Paul Woodington from PWM, man. And he was like, I love what you and the Renegades are doing, man. Why don't you guys take the first look? You guys can have the first taste of the Oscar Wavetables from the wonderful Chris Huggett, back in the day, Oxford synthesizer company, now acquired by PWM. What a company PWM is. What a last couple months they're having, in my opinion. They've just been killing it with the Malevolent right here. I mean, come on. Look at the end cheeks on this, baby. That's that neon green. Okay, Kawasaki green, neon Neanderthal. There's the Mantis right there. Rourke Industries, neon green end cheeks. So that's how we started the conversation. I sent a picture to PWM support and said, check out these end cheeks. Can I get some files? We started having a chat. Sent the demo video the other day, man. Said, listen, I'm getting some cool sounds out of this Mantis. What do you think? And he was like, I think it's cool, man. Why don't you take the Oscar files, baby? And we're getting the Oscar files before we're getting the Epstein files. You know what I mean? All right, let's go. So who do we got here in the chat, man? We got Echo Craft. What's happening? We got Fisk. We got Banana Rider. We've got Georgie G's. We got all the fellas in here tonight. Tactical MIDI. What's happening, dude? So how we're gonna do it tonight? Like I said, we got a 5-course meal. I'm gonna go through the wavetables with you over on my screen over here. Okay, I got the nice oscilloscope going up top. Whack-a-dackle, okay? And we call it the oscilloscope, baby, because in where I'm from, Newfoundland, the researchers go out and pick up a load of scallops and they check the vibrational rate of the shell and they use an oscilloscope. And just for ease of pronunciation, they call it an oscilloscope. So that's what we call it, but the world knows it as the oscilloscope. But there it is right there, blasting those beats. So what we're gonna do tonight, I'm gonna run through a 5-course meal. We're gonna do the Mantis, the new wavetables from the Oscar, 1 to 9. We got 9 of those to go through on the oscilloscope. And then we're going to check that. Then we're going to run it through some modulation for the 2nd course. Then the 3rd course, we're going to run it through 2 of the greatest effects pedals on earth, the Night Verb from Erica Synths and the Chroma Console. Then after that, we're going to do a jam with all the ladies. And then maybe I might open up the phone lines for dessert. Okay, so that's how the night's gonna go. I hope you're excited as I am. We're just gonna have a good time tonight and relax. And like I said, this is for the Renegades, baby. This is a first look for the Renegades. Everyone else is gonna get their own look coming Monday and beyond. But for us, and for the passion that we've all had for the Malevolent and the Mantis over the last little while, pure grassroots passion, we ought now get the experience to hear these together live and in color on that Synth Show Live. So shout out to PWM. Thank you, baby. The only person on planet Earth with the files outside of the PWM crew. So I guess you could call it a first. All right, so let's check this out. Let me jump back. So here's the files, baby. Okay, why can't we get the rest of the files around the world we're waiting for? All right, we got the PWM Mantis V2 firmware coming in hot with the 9 oscillators from the Oscar, from the Oxford synthesizer company. Absolutely epic, now under the umbrella of PWM. Okay, we've got this beautiful four voice polyphonic synthesizer. It's not paraphonic, it's polyphonic, baby, pure and simple. They're gonna give you a friggin' G-Force Imposter VST if you're into that. If you buy one of these things, that's cool. Hybrid synthesizer. We got the Heritage sound. We got the 4-voice dual filters, just like the previous Oscar. It's got the Wasp inside this thing, man. And now we also got the wavetables, which is cool as heck. And here they are right here. Let me scroll down the little screen here so you can check out what wavetables we got. So this is what we got on the menu tonight. We've got a triangle wavetable. We've got a saw wavetable. We got a pulse wavetable. We got a pulse modulated wavetable. We got an organ wavetable, baby. We got a harpsichord. We got a strong lead. We got a double pulse. And then we got the high density. And as you can see, we'll see them on the oscilloscope in a minute. Oscilloscope for all the regulars out there, but in Samurai Nation, baby, we call it the oscilloscope. Okay, so that's what we got tonight, man. What do you guys think so far? Let's see what the chat's saying before we get cooking. I hope you guys will sit back, relax. You got the monitors up, you got your headphones on. Let me know if the stream's coming in clear. That's all we need to know, and we'll get cooking. And then we got the Mantis up here, baby, with the Oscar right behind him. I think that's a gorgeous little image. Cheers to PWM. Cheers to Paul Winnington. Cheers to Chris Huggets. Cheers to everybody working on these great machines, because it's exciting to see a synthesizer company breaking the rules, making their own rules, making gnarly, gnarly, gnarly sounds. The filters on both of these Malevolent and the Mantis are crazy, but like you said, man, we came for the sounds. Harmonic Sonics, what's up? What's up, Probes? What's happening? Georgie G's, Fisk. That green doesn't match. You don't match, bro. Stoked for these waves. I'm stoked. We're gonna get cooking now in a second. I just want to make sure I get everyone in chat. What's up, Trader to the Living? Saw your demo today, brother. Absolutely awesome on the Voltage Lab from Pittsburgh Modular. We got Trusto here. What's happening? Who else we got? Zed Aeratone. What's happening? Fisk. How about this, Echo? Keep an eye on Fisk for me, will you? I got a feeling Fisk is you know who. But yeah, keep an eye on Fisk. Final day of the 4th test tomorrow. What an epic draw. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right, let's jump on over here, man, and get going. Hey, DJ, cut my music. Thank you. All right, let's get cooking. So here we go. Let me get the mic down. Get a little more comfortable. All right, so super easy to set this thing up if you got the wavetables on your synthesizer, man. It's just shift, well, bam, oscillator shape 1, and then the whole side panel right here, 0 to 9 is your wavetables. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 0 is the original Mantis wavetable. Don't mind the mic because that's just how it works, okay? So let's go through these and check out the waves. First one is the triangle. We're just gonna go in, sweep the wavetable in the first course. You know, you gotta have an appetizer before you get to the main course, and then we'll get cooking. So let's check it out. So first one up is the triangle. Let's get it going. Man, great fundamentals on the wave. You see that? That's the Oscar triangle wavetable, baby. The shape knob obviously shapes the wavetable. Super simple, beautiful layout on this thing, super elegant. Let's keep rolling. Let's move to number 2. Number 2 up, we got the saw wave. Gorgeous. Next up, we got the beautiful pulse wave. This goes out to Vulture Culture, man, and all the scummers out there. The Vulture Culture boys, man. They love these little sweeps, these wavetable sweeps. So if there's anybody out there from Vulture Culture's channel, this is for you, man. The hors d'oeuvres. That's what we got right here. That's right, Banana Rider. We got the hors d'oeuvres. All right, let's keep rolling. All harmonics. Yeah, I got the oscilloscope. All the cool kids are using it. So I figured I'd whack one up there in that neon green, baby. Beautiful. All right. What's up, Hans Volt, baby? Yeah, oscillator view. Cool. Let's roll. Next up, we got the modulated pulse wave. Now, when you sweep this wavetable, you get a modulation of the pulse wave. Let's check it out. Number 4. right? That's the modulated pulse wave straight from these. Let me tell you something. These are the original wavetables from the Oscar synthesizer, okay? These were developed, reverse engineered from the treasure chests of the great Chris Huggett's home, man. They took these beautiful babies and they got them all now. And I think this here is basically, you see that little picture I had up there a minute ago? Look at this. The Mantis and the Oscar are now one. Two hearts combined. Okay. Next up, we've got the organ patch. Let's check that out. Number 5, the organ. Gorgeous. Like a step ladder to heaven, baby. The stairway to heaven is the organ wave. Check that out. Right there. Stairway to heaven. All right, then next up, baby, we got the harpsichord. Now, this one's kind of interesting, man. If you look at the wave shape on this one, I should pull it up so you can see it actually. Let me try, see if I got it ready to go here. Hold on. I don't, but let me see. Let me see if I do something real quick. Let me grab that. Let me go to here. Let me paste this in here. Let me go over here. Let me go up, put that right there. All right, so you can see the shapes there. All right, have a look at that. Look at the stairway to heaven. Oh no, sorry, this is the harpsichord. But let's go back and look at the stairway to heaven. Identical. All right, harpsichord next. Now the harpsichord's cool. Got a very, very interesting wave table for that one. Let's check this one out. Cool, man. Look at that wave shape. Cool. All right, that's the harpsichord. Now we got the double, baby. Where is it? The double, oh no, the strong leads next. Cool. Then we got the double pulse. Cool, cool, cool. And then we got the high density, okay? The last, number 9. Oh, I like that one. All right, what's everyone saying? Fisk is there. That's for metal sounds. That's right. Harmonic Sonics, what's he saying? Very, very cool, man. I am the table. You are the table, my brother. That's right. Man, that thing buzzes. Yeah, so that's the 9 wavetables right there. Let's go back and check them out again just for the start. Here's the original one. This is the Mantis wavetable now that I got it up in the PDF so you can have a quick look. Oh. Okay, triangle. Got those twin peaks. Twin peaks. Cool. Very, very pulsy. That's right. Very, very pulsy. All right. That one was very, very nice. Very, very nice, man. Very, very nice. All right. So then we go to the saw wave, of course. Everybody loves a good saw wave. We go through the pulse. Shout out to Pulse, Pulse Width Modulation, Nick Bat. We got number 4, modulated pulse wave. Cool. Now we've got the organ. Don't forget, we got quad mode on this baby too. Alright, figured I'd just show the quad mode on that. Cool. Harpsichord once again. Oh man, when we throw this through some effects now in a minute, it's going to be crazy because I can just hear this. I don't know why, the shape of the harpsichord. Check it out. Cool, cool. Number 7 again, we got the strong lead. Okay. Let's move on over to number 8. We got the double pulse. Awesome. All right, man. So that's course one. Let me get the PDF off the screen here for a second and jump back and get this PDF off for a second. So that's the 9 waveforms right there, man. That's the original Oscar wavetables, okay? Triangle, saw, pulse modulated, organ, harpsichord, strong lead, double pulse, high density. You saw them there. They're gorgeous. Sweeping the wavetables is gorgeous. And right now I'm salivating just to get into modulating these monsters with some LFOs, sweeping the filters, adding some resonance. So let's get into that for a minute, and then we're going to jump on over and add some effects with these babies, all right? I hope you guys are enjoying it so far. And like I said, man, shout out, thanks again to PWM and the boys over there for letting the Renegades have the first taste of these waveforms. We're the first ones to get them. The first ones on planet Earth. It's an absolute honor. And I wear the badge with pride that you saw how much love the Renegades had for the Malevolent and the Mantis, man, and allowed us to get the first sneak peek at this thing before anyone else. And it's an absolute honor. Thank you very much on behalf of myself and all the Synth Renegades out there. Okay. So we got, who is it? We got John Costello's in the house. We got Trader to the Living. Oscar Meyer Wiener. That's right, dude. Your call is very important to us. All right, whose call? The waves certainly look dope. They do look dope. Now let's add some cutoff and resonance into these waves to get that little bit of vibe going, shall we? Certified. PWM. All right, back to the mission. I could do this screen. What do you think of that screen? I like this one though, because we get to see the big waveforms. All right, let's start from the top. Let's do a triangle. Pulse width. Or sorry, saw wave. Here we go to harpsichord. So man, as you can see, we're getting into modulating these now, sweeping the filters with some resonance. All right, so you got the idea, man. These wavetables are cool, they're killer. They sound great. They look great. Now, let's get into adding some effects on these, shall we? What do you think? Let me just chill for a second. Stretch my back. Have a taste. What do we got? Let's see what the chat's saying. Let's see it through a FFT. Another formant. Who is this, John? What's John doing? John doesn't know, right? See, the synth skunk doesn't understand what actually is going on half the time. Him and Fisk, I don't know. They never really seem to understand what's going on. Exactly. It's all subjective. Sammy likes the Mantis. Let him enjoy. What did someone say? What's someone saying? What's someone saying? It's way too much money. Blah, blah, blah. Fisk, man, you got no idea, bro. You got no clue. Fisk got no clue. I'm certifying Fisk and synth punk as no clue. All right, let's add some effects onto these bad boys, have some fun. Then we'll roll into making some actual music with this bad boy. But let's do this here. I'm going to stay quiet for a minute while I explore a little bit. You guys just enjoy the sound, shall we? What's he saying? Yeah, the boys don't know what they're talking about. The boys don't know what they're talking about. Boys don't know. Let's roll. Let's have some fun. Let's go with the triangle to start. Let's bring in a little chroma console, see what happens. Ooh la la! Now that sounds fantastic. I don't know what anybody's saying about that. That is absolutely friggin' gorgeous. I mean, come on, man. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I think that just sounds absolutely gorgeous. A simple triangle wave sweeping through the waveforms with a little bit of delay, a tad of reverb, put on the arpeggiator, a beautiful little arpeggiation running, sweep through the filter, add a little LFO. The harmonics just pour out of this thing like you just cracked open a clam, man. You know, when all that juice just comes running out. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Giorgio Arpeggio. Yeah, that's what Synthpunk's name is. What do we got? Synthpunk Pro Sequencer is great. Voltage Lab's good too. Yep, that sounded pretty good, man. All right, let's move on to the next one. One thing I do got to do, though, whenever I change to a different wavetable, I got to make sure all my settings are back so it doesn't like revert to just base settings. So I got to make sure my cutoff's all the way up, resonance all the way down. I gotta make sure my shape mods are all the way down. And then we can go to the next one, which is the saw wave. I'll make sure ARP's off. Okay, simple saw. Let's roll. Let's make a nice pad, shall we? Cool little saw wave there, buddy. Let's go modulated pulse wave. See what that sounds like in a second. All right, let's see what everyone's saying. That's not the first time you say that. Whatever. Is that every time I need to upgrade to Ableton? Cool. Trader to the Living is going to do a Cobalt video soon. That's cool. You really could lose that deal even if your partner can see it as an instrument. That's true, man. For me, my love is the one Pioneer. Yeah, you got to love the Pioneer, man. What's up, Tactical MIDI? Has to be polyphonic. Polyphonic all day, every day, right? Let me move that little chat box up there, Tactical MIDI. Hold on. You didn't see it, but I saw it. There we go. Perfect. All right, let's check out another one here. Let's check out another one. Let's check out the modulated pulse wave. See what sounds we can get out of that. That is the modulated pulse wave with a little bit of juice. Let's see what everyone's saying here. All right, who do we got? Yeah, screw the Rev 2. You could buy used Rev 2 at blah, 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 150. Good for you, man. John Gabriel Costello, the man who only likes the synthesizer he owns. That's cool. Nothing wrong with that, man. You got to love what you got. But John Gabriel Costello, we are polyamorous synth lovers around here, dude. We love them all. The only synthesizers we don't like, dude, are the ones maybe you got. And that's only because of the way you act. All right. That's not the first one. That's not the last one. Let's see here. Some juicy juice, wicked sounds. Yeah, sounds good. Let's move on to the next one. Let's do the let's check out the harpsichord and add some juice to the harpsichord. Harpsichord is number 6. Harpsichord, like I said, when you switch wavetables, you got to reset all your settings. Make sure everything is back to square one, and then go from there. That's what I've found out anyway. Oh yeah, bandpass. You got to switch. So yeah, so one thing, always switch back to your low pass filter. Drive down. Whoa. Oh yeah, bass, sub bass. So the sub bass on this is crazy. If you didn't see, just check this out. Sub bass. Crazy, right? Let's get something completely evil. Okay. Let's try something deep and dark. Let me get an arpeggiator going so I can on a real dark vibe. Let's go with this. Alright, dude. I tried to get something dark for you there, Hans, bro. I don't know if that was dark enough for you, but that was a little darkness. Hold on, now let me take a break for a sec. Jump back over to the main frame. Oh, yeah, Peanut Butter Dream. Yeah, that was something a little dark, man. Turn up the cutoff, the cure for any dull synth. Any dull synth. Yes, indeed, if you turn the cutoff, that's for sure. Yeah, man, that's what's going on. So that's pretty cool, man. I think these wavetables are legit. Let me try something else because I want to try the high density. Looks insane. Let's try the high density, and then I'll chill, and then we'll do a little jam for dessert or fifth course. Sorry. Let's go over here. All right, let's try this one. I gotta get everything back to normal. Shape mod, LFOs all back. Pitch mod back to middle. Everything back. I think. There we go. Harp is off. Crazy town. I don't know. I think that's insane, man. I don't know. That's just me, though. I think that's crazy. Yeah, man. I'm telling. That's the cool one there, Trader to the Living, dude. That was the. That's the high density one, dude. That one right there. The number 9. The high density is insane, actually. Listen to that. Dude, I'm just holding down one note there. That's going all wild. I'm holding down one note. Man, you hear the harmonics in there? Listen to that. You tell me, man. You tell me. You tell me. Wow. I'll tell you what, dude. I think that was just gorgeous. I mean, I don't know. Is it just me? I think everyone else thinks the same thing too, man. That was a vibe right there. Wow. I'm hearing a track intro right there. Man, that was nice. Wow. So what did I have that on? So right there, man, I had the high density number 9 wavetable on there. And man, I had it in quad mode. So I had 4 notes. I held it and I had the LFO cycling through all of the waveforms. So I had it cycling through all the waveforms. Then I was turning the wavetable, the shape knob, and cycling through the wavetable. And then it hit this harmonic point where basically I was holding the notes, but the harmonics and the cycling waveforms and the LFO just created this blending sonic. I can only call it a sonic ribeye, baby. Extra rare. Blue, where I'm from. That was a sonic blue ribeye, baby. And that just, that sealed the deal for the main course, I think. Now I guess we might have some dessert. Save that patch. Yeah, you're right, Echo. I'm going to save that right now. Good call, my baby. All right, let me save that patch. Hold up. Hold on, little girl. I'm going to save that in Bank B. And let me just see. Save that. Save Bank B. Right there. Boom. Thank you, Echo, baby. Sweet. We got her saved, my son. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm telling you, man, I don't know. Is it just me? I think that sounded insane. Absolutely. Hold up, wait a minute. What's Hans saying? Nope, my filter setting. Yeah, baby, they're both at, I know that's like the resonance. The resonance is at 11. Cutoffs at just a little bit after 12. Yeah, I got it memorized. I got a photographic memory, so I'm all good. Ask Hans Volt if you don't believe me. I got a photographic memory. I got a synthographic memory. Put it that way. I got a synthographic memory. I know exactly. I could probably rock that patch any day of the week. That was absolutely gorgeous. All right, let me try something here now. Fat and Samurai with a sandwich. Yeah, we got to pay that sandwich tax. I actually did have an Italian sub today with Echo Craft, and Banana Rodder sponsored my Italian sub today. So, man, that was delicious. Let me try something. Hold on now. All right, so I'm calling that patch extra ketchup. You can't name patches on this, but the patch bay on this thing, the 2 lines, it's like an abacus. You just kind of remember where things are. It's very interesting how that's set up. And you can recall where things are super easy, like 000. It's a very visual thing. You can really remember where your patches are super easy. It's cool. So, yeah. Anyways, call it the Velvet Ketchup. Yeah, Velvet Ketchup. That's what we'll call that patch. Chef's kiss. Gorgeous. That's the main course, baby. Velvet patch. Because that sound was kind of velvety. It was velvety. And I think I had a little gnarly one in there for Hans Volt. He wanted something crazy. Yeah, Velvet Ketchup. I like it, Hansi. I like it. Call that patch extra ketchup. We'll call it XL Velvet Ketchup. For sure. That was kind of velvety. Cool. So let me see what everyone's saying. Yeah, everyone's like, save that patch for sure. I'd save that patch. I'm hypnotized. Yeah, I might have to just like, seems like you're telling us, bro. Yeah. Mixmaster, I get that. Made it perfectly clear. I'm hearing a track intro. Yeah, man, that was nice. PWM. Dude, Hans Volt's getting a Mantis. I'm telling you right now. I'm predicting it. The Synth Clairvoyant. Hans Volt is getting a Mantis. Echo Craft is getting a Mantis. Eternian's getting a Mantis. Conductive already went and got himself a Mantis. Twin Cities Oxygen is getting... Trader to the Living. bro, you're getting a Mantis. Who else is getting a Mantis tonight? That's what we're wondering. Who else is buying a Mantis tonight? Roy Droid Void, you need a Mantis too, bro. It does sound crazy. All right. And also, I'll tell you something. I've never had an easier firmware upgrader than this company. Whatever they did to make it, it's so easy. Like if you try to update your ambient zero from Sonicware, it's nuclear. You need to be a nuclear physicist to figure that thing out. But to update your Mantis or your Malevolent, easy peasy. The Neon Neanderthal can figure that out, no problem. Very, very easy. Eternian's getting a Mantis. Trader to the Living. Let's go, baby. Trader to the Living's on Sweetwater right now. Do I get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? Do I got a 1 Trader to the Living? Do I got a 2? Do I got a 2? Do I got a 2? Richard C. Man, I got a man. Richard Man, do I got a 2 man? Do I got a 3? I got a 3. Roy Joy 4, you need a little help from your friend, man. I'll send you $100. I'll send you $100. You send me 6 CDs with all your music. How about that? Everybody should get a Mantis because it only makes sense. Everybody should get a Malevolent because it only makes sense. PWM. Amazing. You did it again. You did it again. And these waveforms, although they're super simple, the fact of the matter is, like old Sloppy Joe says, the fact of the matter is, you can sweep through these wavetables and just absolutely get this beautiful sonic palette. You only got 9, but really, you got 9 million. Okay? That's how it is. You got 9, but you really got 9 million. They're telling you they're giving you 9 wavetables. They're giving you 9 million wavetables. Because when you're sweeping through the shape knob, you're hitting a waveform every 1/millionth of a millisecond. All the way through. No problem. 9 million. I just got 2 new synths this week. Good, bro. Get another one. Send me 6 CDs like back in the day. Yeah. All right. Let me see if I can get something going here. Just for fun. All right, hold on. We're going to turn that down, turn that up, move all my stuff to the side. Now it's time for a little bit of dessert.